Welcome. Welcome to the Suns Valley podcast.
Maybe I should get those
The ham
sound
horns.
effects noise. Yeah.
Get the ham horns, bro. Get a bunch of sound effects. Free band, free band, free band.
Ooh, that'd be
All
good.
that stuff, man. That would be good. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Look at Gabe in the galaxy. Meanwhile, I'm in my house. Okay, I'm in my house.
Dude, that's the biggest. Could you stand up next to that speaker just to see how tall it is next to you? I bet you that's up to your mid waist.
Yeah, it's not that tall of a speaker. It's just
is that an 808?
Anyway, it's not an 808. It's just a speaker.
It's huge.
I mean, that's how I mix my music, dog. We could do it big over here. 100%. Speaking of doing it big, somebody look at that microphone that Gabe has. That is just pride and joy right now, okay? That is just pride.
I walk around in public with this microphone, and I just people walk past me, and they don't say anything to me, and I go, "Oh, I'm sorry. Were you talking about my microphone?" And they're like, "No, I don't even know. I didn't say anything to you." Oh, it's a Rogan mic. You know, it's basically the top of the line.
Buddy's so excited about that microphone. Just it's his pride
exciting.
And joy.
And then the new computer came in, so
new computer, so we're finally live.
Barring, God himself intervening, the thing should be stable. Okay. My last.
No laggy streams, no grainy streams. We'll be able to watch playback when the time comes and do all, man.
When my lips move, the voice should be coming out at the same speed.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. Bad.
Shout out to my wife. Man? If she's listening, shout out to my wife. Thank you for
shout out to his wife.
Hooking me up, helping me, get this new computer and stuff.
Anyway, who we got in here? We got Metro, Love Yourself, Ruben in here, Michael, what's good? Frank, what's good? Pre-Rush, what's good? P-Dog, my homie, Gray Hooded Wolf in there, what's good? Heat 3, what's up? It says trade Beal plus picks for Ben Simmons. I mean,
okay, just ignore that. Whatever. Like, as soon as you said trade Beal, I'm like, I'll hear this out. What's he talking? And then I heard Ben. I'd rather have Benjamin Franklin's corpse. But we put it in the thumbnail because apparently it's an option. It's something.
Maybe. Possibly.
Or was that just a hypothetical you threw at me?
I mean, it was something that I saw in a forum that said he's going to get cut if he's only offered minimums. Would you want him on the team? I guess we could start with that topic if you really, really wanted to. Like, the rumor is he's getting cut. The Nets are just going to go ahead and cut him, waive him. If he clears whatever, would you be willing to offer bro minimum to be on the team? You know what I'm saying? Like, if every team in the NBA, because we don't know what teams are going to offer him, but if every team in the NBA offered him in and he goes to the Suns, would you want that to happen? That's kind of the hypothetical here. And we can just talk about that and get this out the way real quick because it's going to be a short topic. My answer would be, why not? Just because the talent's there, right? But, like, what else? What is he going to do? Pass the ball? You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
But that is something that the Suns need. And also, when he used to exist, he was a great defender, and great passer.
Look,
long.
I just feel like bro
defender
really isn't in it for the basketball. That's all I'm gonna say. I just feel like bro was trying to get his paycheck and get out of here. So I think this might be the beginning of the end for Ben Simmons, where he'll just go from team to team on men's. And you'll be like, I remember that guy. He was a big deal for like 2 years. And that's it.
I haven't thought about this very much because we just talked about this like 2 hours ago for the first time. So I am willing to have my mind changed by you guys in the chat. Let me just start by saying I think bro's brain is broken.
Absolutely.
I think were you ever good at a sport that you didn't want to do, so you stopped playing?
Absolutely. It's baseball.
Baseball?
I was good at baseball. I hated playing baseball, but I was good at it.
It's funny, dude. I was really good at soccer all the way up to junior high, but I liked basketball way more. And I mistakenly thought that soccer was for short guys only. I thought you had to be short to make it in soccer. You know, like little speedsters, you know. But nowadays, I guess soccer players are actually kind of big. Like 6'4" is like a star.
I mean, it's a backer, yes.
Okay. And I shouldn't have done it, but I was immature. I just making bad decisions, decisions I couldn't, So I feel like with him, it doesn't matter how good he is, how good he could be. He, for whatever reason, and maybe it was the money. Maybe he's the epitome of the type of dude that gets paid and shuts her down. Like, absolutely. He is the Mount Everest. He's reached the Mount Everest of doing that sort of thing, where he's just like, yeah, I never really wanted to do this in the first place, man. It's what I do. I'm just naturally that good. But, I kind of think I'd rather make up any excuse possible
to not play ball. Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at with him too. Like, talent's there, right? But I mean, it just depends on if he has a complete mindset change and he comes here and plays well and kills it and then leaves and gets another paycheck somewhere else, cool. But I just feel like, I don't know, it's just one of those deals where it's like, I'm with you. I just feel like bro's brain's busted. I don't think he's there. I think he's going to be a dude that gets passed around on the minimum around teams for the rest of his career, and that's it.
That's just what I think of him. Would I take him on the team on a minimum? I mean,
absolutely,
that's a completely different
minimum.
story.
Why not? Why not? Because what do you have to lose? Like you're not going to play him 30 plus minutes at this point. You're going to have him, come off the bench. If he'll do that, because who knows if his pride will be broken there as well. But
I have a caveat.
What's the caveat?
I would take him on a minimum if and only after everything else on the roster has been fleshed out. So you've already figured out whether or not you're bringing Bull back. You've already figured out whether or not I'm not letting Ben Simmons get in the way of anything, bro.
Anything. That you want to do. Yeah.
If he's the very last pick and it's a minimum, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And also, I'm going to be honest, there's going to be some team in the league that's going to say he's a former number 1 overall pick. If he goes to the right team, let's say if he goes to a Miami or an LA or somewhere that he prefers to go, maybe he'll play. But you know what I mean? Maybe it'll be one of those deals where if it's the right fit, you take him. But there will be a team out there that will offer him more than the minimum to get him on the team just because the talent's there for sure. So I just don't think there's no chance. There's not a chance that he comes here. And like you said, like, only after the fact, and I don't think after the fact's ever going to happen. I think there will be a team before all that happens that will. I just read Spurs fan Gary.
Yeah.
I think there will be plenty of teams before we even get through what you just said.
So you do think so? You do think someone's going to nab up Ben Simmons?
I think there will be any team out there that will nab him and just because he's a former first round pick and there's a talent's there and hey, we don't need you to do much.
We can fix him.
I want to say, or even like a team like Miami who could just get him on the men. Who doesn't want to go to Miami? He'll play with Jimmy Butler. He won't be the focus. Like a team like that, I think he'll go to before he even considers the Suns. You know what I mean? Or maybe he goes to LA because he wants just to be in Los Angeles, or just a team like that in a market like that he won't have to do much and he'll get a pretty decent
he
paycheck,
won't
or he
do
just goes to
anything. He
or
won't.
he'll just go
but
to
that's
Miami
the thing.
on a mid and just
play at the beach in the sand and make sand castles. And stuff said sand castles full of money.
I think a team like Miami and a GM like Pat Riley will do that. And I think they'll get the most out of him that they can.
Pat Riley would kick his ass out of that franchise so quick if he was there on a minimum.
I mean,
like, bro, you ain't
your minimum. But my point is that's what I'm saying. Teams like that will get him before it's even a chance that he comes to Phoenix. I don't think he's that far gone across the league to where he won't get a decent job.
Let me ask you this. Any team that he joins next season, doesn't matter. Do you see him playing more or less than 20 games next season out of 82? Be honest. If you had to put money on it.
I would hope it would be more. Absolutely.
You think he'll play more than 20 games next season?
But it's probably not going to happen.
Does anyone in the chat know how many games Ben Simmons played last season? Maybe that's the over-under we do. Because he played. It's like I can see it now. He joins Team X. Team X is excited. Team X coddles him the entire way through the preseason.
Bro and then played. Hold on a second. Give me a second here. Keep talking.
And then the season comes. He's not ready. He's just not ready. He's so close, though. Oh, and we're so excited. And then he plays, and it's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. He had a double-double with assists and rebounds. He had a couple of blocks. This guy's this. This guy's that. And then within the first 2 weeks, pulled something. I'm going to have to go chase baddies in the club and sit on the sideline wearing ridiculous
Not chase baddies in the club.
Bro dresses like a Sesame Street character. Okay,
that's
like
crazy.
that.
He's
gonna be on the bench looking like he just got out of Sesame Street.
He played 15 games this season, Gabe.
That feels like a lot for him. That feels like a workload.
15 games this season, Gabe, is what Ben Simmons.
So do you think he would play more or less for us next season?
After playing 43 last season. Oh, if he came here, bro, let's just not even talk about it. Next topic. Bro, whatever team he goes to, like I said, they're gonna
Kevin Durant was super nice to him. Kevin Durant was like, we love Ben, we got his back. We're so excited for him. There's no pressure. He can come back when KD liked him, and KD was very nice to him during that whole ordeal in Brooklyn.
Fair enough.
So
Anyway,
bro, Kylie Jenner, he can't come here. You think they're gonna?
Why couldn't he?
You think
Booker's done?
Ben, yeah, but I'm pretty sure Book took Kylie from Ben. It wasn't just
if Ben Simmons, bro. This is the NBA. Dudes be tossing the same chicks around. I don't care. Get over it.
That's true. That's true. They do. They do share the same girl.
You get over it.
There's like 15 girls that NBA players are willing to date.
Exactly. And so it's whatever at this point. Anyway, do us a favor. If you're in here, hit that like button.
Yes.
Knicks is Mavs and 7. Knicks. We're done. We're not even gonna talk about it.
Hey, Knicks, right? I'll hold out hope for you, bro. But yeah, guys, likely these streams are going to now be on Thursday. So sorry for the pop-up stream today, but Sundo and I made a silent decision a week ago to do these on Thursday because he thinks that that's the end of the
news cycle.
Look at him. Look at him. He's so proud of himself. He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
In the news cycle, baby.
So we're gonna do these on Thursdays, but hit that like button so we can help grow the stream and just get it popping up in other people's feeds so that they know we're live.
Absolutely. So let's just get into the meat and potatoes of what we're actually going to talk about because I don't want to talk about Ben Simmons no more. It was just a little thought. Okay.
It was a thought exercise.
All right. So we missed a whole bunch last week. We missed the Buddy Hield news. We missed some other things. So I just want to talk about basically we're going to base this whole stream around 3 things. One, there was our guy Evan Siddery said not too long ago, I believe it was on the 7th last week, the Suns are prioritizing a point guard who can play 20 plus minutes, a backup big upgrade over Drew Eubanks, and a young athletic wing. Only the things that we've been asking for for a minute, Gabe. So That's
I
the
thought
thing.
that sort of thing was. I would have thought that those needs would have been universally agreed upon by every Suns content creator, every Suns fan, any person who watched a game from the Suns last season. But no, bro, like I've gotten significant pushback that the Suns don't need a point guard, and it doesn't matter who the backup center is, and
Yeah. So there's a few things that have been reported. One, they want to get the point guard. There's a few options that I've seen that they could potentially go for, as far as getting free agents on a minimum, possibly for a point guard. So we can talk about those. They're also, apparently their plan is to look at some wings for the draft pick, and there's a rumor that they're trying to move up. I don't know how they're even going to do that at all. And then the backup big. I'm just thinking, how are you going to get all that done with no money?
Minimums and a draft pick. And you might not be able to get it all done, but you can get 2 done. You can get a good minimum signing and someone good at 22. Or use 22 as a trading piece to get what you need. So maybe we don't get all 3. So Apple says, so true. Let's get Kevon Looney. I kind of think I would trust Kevon Looney in our offense. Well, he doesn't fit Bud's 3-point shooting. Bro can't shoot for nothing. So I do like Looney as the backup. Hey, Looney is the backup on a minimum all day. All day.
All day.
Over Eubanks.
Well, let's just start here. Let's just start with the wing talk, because I sent you that little picture that pre-draft workouts so far that have known for the Suns. Bronny James. I know he's talked about it a million times. Everybody's sick of talking about Bronny James, but he was one of the workouts. Tristan, I don't even know how you say this. Inaruna from Cleveland State, Trenton Flowers from the Adelaide 36ers game. That's interesting. Jalen Tyson from Cal, Jalen Williams from Auburn, and
that's. Oh, sorry. Go on. Jalen Williams
and Fardis Amik, power forward from Cal. So it looks like they're looking at athletic wings.
Well, they definitely need one
for the draft pick, and I think they're going to do, and their plan is to do the rest of it through free agency and veteran minimums for the point guard and the backup big. That's what I think that they're looking at. So what do you think about that as far as them going young wing instead of going young center as we had hoped? They're going young with the wing, and they're going to go vet center, vet PG.
Yeah, I guess.
And Slayers also brings up a good point. He says, all you guys mentioned are second round or not even in the top 100, which brings me to my next point. What do you think they plan on doing if all these pre-draft workouts are? What do you think they plan on doing with the pick?
I'm hearing, I think we're all hearing, this isn't like I'm hearing from anyone special. We're all hearing the same things, right?
Right.
They're starting to talk about the Suns looking to move up
So
the very end of the lottery.
Slayer's point, do you think that these workouts are for the G League then? Because that makes more sense if you're looking at all these players.
Okay. Maybe, but I think they're for due diligence.
Due diligence? Okay. I don't know. To address the rumor there, I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to move up with that pick? Like, you can move Nurk. You tampered for Drew Eubanks, so you lost that second, and the only second you have is one from 2028, bro. Like, how are you moving up?
You're moving up by combining something with it. Bro, you can use that 2031 first round pick and say, we'll give you our 22 and our 31. And a lot of people outside the Suns organization believe that the Suns will be cripples by that point. By that point. We're going to be fielding a wheelchair team by that point. Okay, and they'll be good, but they're going to be in wheelchairs because that's all the Suns will be able to afford.
Can we even pick that far back?
Yes.
In the CBA?
Yes, they can get 31. They can trade 31.
Good Lord.
Okay, East Metro says, I'll be able to drink in 2031. Okay? So, but we can trade it. And by that point, they're going to expect us to be fielding blind and deaf players. So they're going to think that 31 is juicy. That 31 could, if, you know what I mean? You know how other teams look at the Suns and just, they see the hole we've put ourselves in.
I feel like they are playing games and putting things out in the public because there's a player that they want that they're hoping that drops to them. That's what I think is happening. I feel like that's the only way that this is. They're like, oh, we're looking to move up, so maybe some team will bypass them and try to take a player because they put. I believe the thought was, what was the name? What was the name that was dropped that they were moving up to?
Was PHNX Sports talking about it today?
Yeah. Not PH. Yeah, it was some point guard. Some guard. I can't remember. So that was the rumor there. And then also with the fact that they keep talking about we're working out Bronny. I feel like they're just trying to get teams to chase players so they can then have whoever they want fall back to them.
What if this is still all about Bronny and LeBron? I think that there's a 25% chance that this is all about Bronny and Bron. Why else would you be trying to move up? Bro, Lakers pick at 17, so you're trying to get up to 15.
Yeah, you could go that route too if you really wanted to. You could go that route too, honestly. So, but man, I hope not.
For LeBron. This isn't this once again, it's not about Bronny. This is about LeBron. LeBron fixes problems for your roster. Will he bring his own problems? Yes. Will he fix several? Yes.
I mean,
yes.
that could also
and
be
on a minimum, bruh. I think that's I'm upgrading it to 30% likelihood that's why they want to get to 15. What would you do if they did that? Well, okay, so let's just ad lib this. All right, so it's draft night. All right,
okay,
get in the headspace. We're live streaming on draft night. All right, Sundo, here we go. Shit, it's our pick, Sundo. And then Adam Silver's bald ass head comes out, and he's like, "With the 15th pick, the Atlanta Hawks trade to the Phoenix Suns." And we're like, "Oh shit! Oh!" Okay. The Phoenix Suns select Bronny James.
USC.
What's your reaction?
My reaction is, well, we better win a championship this year. That's my reaction for sure, bro. That's my reaction, man. You better win it this year because because you can't. You have no excuses at this point. Oh my gosh, man! And here's the deal, man. Once again, you say it, and I just know that it's a possibility because of who our owner is and what he wants to do, man. It's there. And you're making a good little, what's the word I'm looking for? You're making a good little narrative for this to happen. But I don't want it to happen, man. That's just me.
Timothy McDonald has a comment, and it's a very common comment that people say, and it's the other side of the argument that isn't spoken about a lot, which is he doesn't see LeBron James ditching $50 million for Bronny.
I mean, didn't they already say that he was going into free agency?
Yeah, but there's all kinds of teams that potentially could draft Bronny. There's 17 other teams that if they really wanted LeBron could, and then he could probably go there and it wouldn't have to be on a minimum. Some teams that would draft him, like us, it would have to be on a minimum. I don't want to this is just my perspective. I think he would absolutely forego that money. Dude I don't like to play with other people's money. I don't like people playing with my money. Shout out to the emails. But it's like, I can't imagine that he is hurting for money. He's not. Like, when he was a high schooler, just finished prom, and he's going to the NBA, he got a $90 million contract from Nike before he touched a basketball court in the pros. Fast forward now 20 or 21 years later of Nike paying him contracts like that, of Gatorade paying him contracts. The dude is a billionaire already while playing. $50 million to a billionaire, or playing with his son, who he's mentioned umpteen times saying, I gotta be on the court with my son. That's going to be the final chapter of my career. That's what I want. Trust me, it's gonna happen. Saying things like that.
Look.
What's a goon to a goblin, Sundo? What's 50 mil to a billionaire? What does that equate to?
I feel you. I understand. I'm just done talking about this until it actually happens. And then if it actually happens, then we can run through it and talk about it then. But until it happens, I'm kind of done talking about the LeBron James to the Suns talks. Unless we get an absolute of the absolute.
Yeah, that was a sidetrack. My bad. Go on.
Ishbia comes out and is like, hey, it's happening. Or until we actually do draft him. But regardless, forget that. Forget all that. Back to the draft pick. Young wing, yes or no?
I guess here's what you should do, and they're probably weighing this exact same thing out. Whichever thing you could fix that you can get the best available player, you know what I'm saying? Like best player available for what you're trying to fix. So if this draft is heavier on wings, maybe you do want to go after a wing. Like Gary's been yakking all week about how his Spurs, he hates it when teams pick for need over best player available. And that's something the Spurs never do. They never take for need over best available. And that's the position we keep falling into. But we need a big man. Let's take Aiden over goddamn Luka.
I'm bringing that up again.
Okay, but we need a wing. Let's take Joshy Jackson. Bozos. You take best available, not just what you need. And so I hope that's what the Suns do. If the best available player is a wing defender who can score, get him.
Do it.
If it's what's his face, Devin Carter, get him.
Get him.
If it's
Kyle Filipowski,
if he's the best available, get him. Just do your job. Speaking of $50 million, how much money do these guys make? How much money does James Jones make? Do your job for once. And don't you fucking bring me a Sticks if there's a goddamn Halliburton behind him. That's all I want. Or get the fuck out of my franchise forever.
Or don't get caught tampering for Drew Eubanks.
Thank you. Sorry, this is a family show. I apologize for.
Well, regardless, I want them to do what you just said. And that is get the best player available with that pick. You need to start investing in that future and build around this core however you can do it. I'm with you on that. So let's move on to this. Point guards, Gabe.
I thought you were going to say point book. Should we do point book again?
Point book, point bill. Which one should we do? Who should handle the ball? No,
right.
Point guards. So the plan is you're probably going to try to get a point guard on a veteran minimum. Here's a list of some PPGs for you. PPGs is crazy. PGs. Now, any of these guys that are on this list that are going to be unrestricted, do you think we can get on a vet minimum? I'm starting with Kyle Lowry. There's no way Kyle Lowry is going to be available for a vet minimum.
I think he will. We'll go with a slow down. Slow your roll.
Kyle Lowry?
I think you're just saying that because he's got a big butt and you've got a competing big butt and you're feeling a little bit of, a little threatened. Bro is washed up. Like a rag that's been in the shower getting reused, okay? Okay? Like he's... Look, can you I can pull it up if you want me to. My computer won't explode if I try to pull something up. Let me try to pull him up here and see what he made last year. Because he's at the end of his rope, bro. He really is. Salary.
Jeez. Apple says we need younger. Here's the deal. They've already said they want a vet point guard, so that's not gonna be a thing. So it looks like they're wanting somebody that they can trust immediately
to play point.
Yes,
that makes sense.
20+ minutes.
That makes sense. But bro,
he fits that, and he fits that.
But what if there's a point guard that's going to be ready within 2 years? Oh, you really want to go back to Chris Paul? I'm not casting judgment. I'm just surprised.
What do you mean, bro? Am I not the person?
Now you're a Chris Paul fan again. No. This should be good.
I'm not the person you kept asking everybody throughout the season. What do you think this team would look like if we didn't trade Beal for Paul and just kept Chris Paul and saved that money? Am I not the guy that's been saying that? So, I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing Chris Paul back. He's a vet that you can play 20 minutes. It'll handle the ball and do the right things, right? But anyway. But I'm not saying I want him for sure. I'm just saying if it happened, I'm not going to be mad.
Don't you think the Lakers are going to get him?
Probably.
They're in the same situation as us. He got denied going to the Lakers once before by the league, and it was supposed to happen. He's got that house in LA. He spent all that time with the Clippers, so he's like, LA is his place. Yeah. If they come calling and we come calling, who are you going back to? The people that kicked you to the curb or the Lakers?
You make a great point. Anyway, so what'd you find about Kyle Lowry?
Apparently, and thanks everybody for not helping out in the chat with Kyle Lowry's thanks for not breaking a sweat for me. Now, I think he was on a big contract last year, but I know he's about to become a free agent. And I mean, just ask Romp. I'll text Romp right now and ask him.
All right. Well, while you texting Romp, here's another one. Markelle Fultz.
What kind of contract are we talking?
I mean, these would have to be veteran minimums, right?
I'd pay him out of my own personal bank account, which is very low. Okay? If he needed to add it in a little bit. And that's a video right there. We could examine where he is in his career and the upside or not of bringing him in.
Okay. Tyus Jones.
This is the Tyus Jones from... You're not talking Trey Jones. That's Trey Jones is Spurs. Tyus is Grizzlies, right?
TYUS.
Sorry, I was just texting him. Hell yes. That's how down bad we are for point guards and how little money we have to spend. But Tyus isn't bad. Tyus is not bad. You're looking up his stats?
Just looking him up right now. 28 years old.
What do you guys in the
6'1",
chat think about Tyus?
point guard. I mean, he's fine, but I don't think it's going to be a vet min. I'm going to be honest with you there. So that's not going to happen. Monty Morris.
So Monty Morris was playing some playoff minutes this offseason.
Just a little bit.
Who's he with again? I remember watching him in the playoffs and thinking, wow, Monty Morris getting run. Like real run, I think.
It was the Wolves, bro.
Yeah.
It was the Wolves.
That's what it was. I just couldn't remember. That's how quick we got upped and out of there.
We watched him help beat our ass. That's why. So
100% Monty Morris. I'm going to start writing these down for point guards that we do want. Can you remind me where we were at before? What else did we say?
Tyus Jones, Monte Morris, Markelle Fultz, Kyle Lowry.
Okay. Jeez. Okay, go on.
All right. Your favorite and everybody's favorite, soon to be out of the league, possibly Patrick Beverly.
Gracilism. I hope I said that right. It says it's going to be campaign.
That spoiler alert.
All right, relax, Grace.
That was a spoiler. I was about to bring him up next, but fine. I was just wanting to get your reaction for Pat Bev.
Okay, let's stay with Pat Bev. Stay with Pat
Bev.
It up. You know I've had a strict no Pat Bev policy. Mm-hmm. Even if I was on my deathbed and they said, you're going to be fine if we sign Pat Bev, I would have said no. But I'm willing to put my pettiness aside, and I want a title that bad. He fills a very specific need that we need. He energizes. One thing that the Suns really need is a dog. And Pat Bev is a rabid dog, but he's a dog. He's a homeless, flea bitten.
Might as well get Pat Bev and then trade for Draymond at this point, bro.
I don't know that I would say no to Draymond.
I was kidding. Oh my gosh, move on. We're moving on.
That's how bad. Okay, but that just goes to illustrate how embarrassing our culture was last season. We had no I'm trying to think of the perfect word, but it's really just like we were bitches. Like the worst type of bitch. The bitch that thinks he's too good for everybody else. And everybody's like, but bro, you're a bitch.
If there's anything that if there's one thing I hate about this team, it's exactly that.
And Patty Bev ain't like that. And Draymond ain't like that. Like I would almost pay to watch somebody yell at Kevin Durant and call him a bitch when he's not playing. Like when things are going, it's like, hey, somebody had to say it. Not that I think he is, but like Book needs somebody to tell him he's being a bitch.
Spurs fan Gary, there you go. All right, moving on. Campaign.
I'll slurp anyone to get campaign back. You tell me who to slurp. You point me in that direction.
Wow.
He played meaningful minutes for the Sixers in the playoffs and contributed.
I'm be honest with you. I would like him back too on a veteran minimum for sure. For sure. I think it would be positive to have him back. Absolutely. So yeah, campaign's probably the first person on this list. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Next, Dennis Smith Jr.
Maybe on a two-way. I'm gonna pull him up and see what he did last year. because I'm just, he sounds and feels like a name that is like just a name that we, it's like, what's the difference between his name and Dante Exum's name?
The former great Dallas Mavericks point guard.
Who?
Dennis Smith Jr.
Oh, I forgot he played for them. Yeah.
Yeah, they drafted him. They drafted him before Luka, didn't they?
You're right. He's been in Portland. He's been in New York.
He was in that Josh Jackson draft, if I'm not mistaken, or was he had to be in that Josh Jackson draft. I think so.
I think you're right.
I'm gonna go ahead and Google this while we're.
He's with the Nets right now. He's with the Nets, or he was with the Nets. Let's see what he averaged last season. Wow, he's been with a lot of teams.
Yeah, he was in that 2017. He was in that 2017 draft,
averaging 6.6 points per game and 3.6 assists. Shooting just under 30% from three. That's going to be my first pass. It's like they better come up with somebody better. They better come up with somebody better than that.
Speaking of somebody better who I think is better, though, that's only because of his last name, and I thought he played well for us when we had him, and that would be one Aaron Holiday.
Bro. Aaron Holiday is exactly what the Suns need. Not exactly. They need more than Aaron Holiday. Let's be honest. But he is a cheap version of exactly what the Suns need. He started playing really good last season.
I mean, and we could have kept him too, but for whatever reason,
that was
like,
money.
I don't want to play him during the playoffs, even though he's really good. Well, not really good, but even though he's solid and got things done, I'll play campaign over him. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Because campaign is.
What do you guess Aaron Holiday's 3-point percentage was last season?
38.
You got it. 38.7. That's for a backup point guard. Absolutely.
Decent.
For a third point guard. Let's say you run the starters the same.
Gary.
What do you say?
Just back then y'all didn't want him. Now y'all suck y'all all.
No, we loved him. You and me were both diehard Aaron Holiday fans.
Absolutely.
And he's 27 years old, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You bring him back. Yes, absolutely bring him back. That is a yes on my list.
But that's a must do.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I want Aaron Holiday back on this team. It's just, will he want to come back after the experience
new
that
coach,
he had?
new owner.
When Monty said, I'm going to play my guys. You remember that?
Don't remind me, man.
You remember that? Sent them to Indiana. Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aaron Holiday is definitely that's my list. That he has got the pedigree. He's a hard player. Makes the right passes. Makes the right plays. Absolutely want Aaron Holiday on this team. Absolutely. Next on this list, Spencer Dinwiddie.
On a minimum?
If you can get him on a minimum. He probably won't take a minimum. Or
before last season, I would have said 1 billion %. But then last season, I just remember, and this happens. It's up and down. But I remember going in because I was listening to a few Nets Twitter Spaces after we lost to them after we beat them before because they're pretty entertaining because they're Brooklyn. They got them Brooklyn accents. They're super heated New York basketball fans. It was just fun to listen. And they were going in on Dinwiddie. Bro was like, he was like, if I see him, I'm hitting him with my car.
That's New York sports fans, though. They just go crazy. But now Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe on a minimum for, I don't know. Jordan McLaughlin.
Oh, yes. Bring me that bald wonder.
If you're able to.
As a backup, on a minimum, he's a great pick. He would be great for that role.
if you're able to get him on the minimum.
Right.
Here's one that's not on this list, but I keep seeing people say in the chat, Russell Westbrook.
Ooh.
Now, you just said, now here's the thing. I'm not opposed to it. You just said that you want somebody who's going to not be a bitch, basically. And that is Russell Westbrook. Now, bro still can't shoot.
Right.
So there's that. But bro hustles. Bro makes good plays. He's a veteran player that you can trust for 20 minutes.
Trust is a very strong word for Russell Westbrook. Don't you think
for 20 minutes?
Too strong?
I think.
I don't know if I could trust him for 5 minutes. Trust is just a big word for him. I don't think he deserves trust. You know,
I wouldn't be opposed. Next on this list, Chris Dunn. Are you mad? Beat me to it. Chris Dunn.
I want to say that we're too good for Chris Dunn, but we ain't too good for Chris Dunn. You know? I want to be better than that, but I popped a poll up just in the meantime, you guys. It's just a random question I was thinking. Do you want the Suns to bring back Eric Gordon if they can?
Did he opt out? Because the season's not over yet, and he's got a player option, not a team option.
Yeah. I'm just saying, is that somebody that the people want back? Period.
It's okay.
I'm just curious.
It's absolutely possible. So the question should have been, do you want Eric Gordon back? Not bring him back if possible, because it's absolutely
don't get all technical. You know,
I'm just being honest with you. Like,
you guys get the idea.
Possible. Yeah, but you need to clarify.
All right.
So you said Chris Dunn, DeLon Wright. Now everybody wanted him this whole trade deadline. Remember,
I'm getting mad right now.
That's the name that was brought up.
I'm just getting mad.
Get DeLon Wright. Get DeLon Wright. That's what we heard, right? That's what we heard. All this. Now everybody's gonna say no. There's a lot of no's in the chat.
I'm not saying no. I'm getting mad that he rejected us, and now I have to go crawling back to be like, now will you please come play for my team? But I'm gonna do it. Because I have to. So I'm just mad. It's like, bro, why don't you want us? Why don't speaking
Will
of
Smith,
why don't he want me? Same situation with Reggie Jackson. I was talking to a friend the other day.
Oh my gosh. Same thing with Reggie. For sure, it's the same thing with Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy at the gym about he's a Nuggets fan. I said, is there anyone on your team you don't want back? And he goes, they got to get Reggie Jackson off of this team. And I go, really? And I told him about how we had been wanting him. So I don't know. Some fans, I guess, are frustrated with him. You think he's an option?
I think the Nuggets issue is we're rich. We're rich right now, so we can just get rid of him because we're the Nuggets. But we are the Suns.
Yeah.
Okay, we are dirt poor over here. So Reggie Jackson, welcome. You know what I mean? Like, welcome.
You are our starting point guard.
Exactly. Next on this list, Patty Mills.
Crikey.
Right?
How old is he?
Right? I haven't even looked it up, but I would be willing to bet that man is 37.
I'm guessing youngest 31. What if he's 30? I feel like he's...
Nah, bro. Patty Mills is way
been around
older than that, bro. He been around 35.
Okay, so we're about in the middle.
I said 37, so we're close. Yeah. Isn't he retired? Apple.
What
said?
he shoot?
I don't know.
What he shoot from 3 last year?
I don't know, bro. I just don't even like the option. The name is just old. That name, like the last time that name was relevant was NBA 2K13, bro.
Vision says the corpse of Patty Mills closing out games for us. Bro, I think he balled in FIBA last summer.
FIBA is crazy.
I think he balled in FIBA.
FIBA is crazy. All right. Last name on this list. Trent Forrest.
Who?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I have seen him. I have seen his name
exactly,
in 2K,
bro.
and I've seen him in games sometimes.
26 years old, from Florida State, played for the Atlanta Hawks, 6'4". That's about it. I'm gonna look up bro stats.
We'd have to look into.
I'm gonna look up bro stats because I'm absolutely with you. Who?
Yeah.
The last game that he played with any huge minutes was against the Hornets. 20 minutes, shot 60% from the field, had 6 points, 5 assists. That's decent, right? So it's just like, huh? It's a name. It's a name. But on this list, honestly, bro, if I had to be honest with you, on this list, the names for me that I really like, Campaign, Aaron Holiday. And then if we could put Russell Westbrook on this list, sure. Like, those are like the three that if we got, I wouldn't be angry. And I'm got my fingers crossed for Aaron Holiday.
You're telling me we don't got nobody?
Really have my fingers crossed for Aaron Holiday.
Bro, if you bring in Campaign and Aaron Holiday, but the thing that makes me hesitant is I don't want to be just saying that because I'm a homer and it fills my heart with nostalgia. Is that what we're doing?
What, Aaron Holiday
and
or Campaign?
Campaign wanting both. Like you don't find it suspicious. No. You don't find it suspicious. You don't find it suspicious that 2 players out of that whole lineup we just grabbed used to play for the Suns?
They were good players for the Suns, though. That's the problem. Campaign's only gone because he was a Monty Williams guy, and HB just one of the dudes that Monty Williams liked out of the team, right? So that's one reason why he probably wouldn't come back, because of that right there. Aaron Holiday left because Monty just wouldn't play him. We like those guys, so I don't think that's a nostalgia grab for Aaron Holiday. We never gave that man a fair share, and he was playing well.
You think
that's why I'm on the Aaron Holiday.
You think 3-point guards is too much to ask, especially if they're on their minimums?
At this point, yes.
I want 3 new point guards.
Oh my gosh!
You know why? You know why? So that I never have to hear the name Nick Saban Lee again.
All right, so you willing to bring back IT then?
I don't know. Let me ask you: who would you rather have, IT or Saban Lee? You know? So is it too much to ask to have 3 point guards on the roster? I don't even need any of them to start. You could still run your stupid ass lineup of Beal or Book at the point so they can get all their touches and they don't have to share the ball with anyone. And then you spell one of them with Campaign. You bring in Aaron Holiday because Campaign gets injured a lot, right? So those 2 guys play. One of them plays, you know what I'm saying? One of them is injured, one of them isn't. So that point guard is kind of taken care of by committee there. And then your break glass in case of Saban emergency is now Isaiah Thomas. I would love that. I would love that.
Well, we can only wish. We'll see what happens once the NBA Finals is over, because that looks like that's going to be happening sooner rather than later, but we're not here to talk about that. Next topic, point guards for me is Aaron Holiday. Anyway, next topic. What about this Buddy Hield rumors?
Ooh.
What about these Buddy Hield rumors that he is linked to us in free agency?
I'm going to text Romp again and ask Buddy Hield, because he was with the Sixers too. So he'll know if he's really going to be on a minimum. He said that Kyle Lowry is going to be on a minimum next year.
Okay, so, I mean, Buddy Hield, another name. Yes, Aaron. Yes, Ruben. Aaron Holiday shot great when he was with us, and Monty refused to play him. We're not even going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Buddy Hield, you like it? Yes or no? If that's the, I just don't understand why. I guess James Jones said we need shooters. Well, there's your shooters, right?
It fits with what Monty wants. It fits with what Ishbia wants.
Monty does not coach his team.
I'm confusing Monty and James Jones because they've both been so disappointing. If it goes along with what James Jones wants. So Romp goes about Buddy Hield. He goes, he's kind of ass, stay away. Which that makes sense as to why he'd be on a minimum.
Well, if he's on a minimum and you just want him to shoot, then, I mean, it's like...
He says zero defense, show slot release.
Okay, there you go. Then my question is, okay, Buddy Hield, Eric Gordon.
How about this? You get Eric Gordon first, and if you can't get him, Buddy Hield could be a replacement.
Sure, but that's only if
like
Eric
a plan
Gordon
B.
opts out. What if Eric Gordon opts in because he likes Budenholzer? Then what's the point of getting Buddy Hield? You don't need to waste a minute on that.
Because you know it's going to happen. Okay? Because you know James Jones is going to target shooters above and beyond anything else.
I don't understand his statement of we needed shooters. No, you needed defense, bro. You needed rebounds. You didn't need shooters. Shooters was the least of your problems.
You needed Grayson not to get hurt, and you've got all the shooting you need.
Man.
Between the big three and Grayson.
When he said that in that press, we need shooters. What are you talking about? There's enough offensive firepower. You needed dudes to get rebounds and dudes to play defense. And then when you actually did play dudes that played defense in that one game against the Wolves, the games were close. So you just need to play defense. It's really just that simple. So like you said, if we get Buddy Hield, it's gonna be like you said. He just wants somebody who can shoot on a minute on this team. That's it. I'm not the biggest fan of that move. I feel like you need to spend more resources on getting a better backup than Drew Eubanks than getting a Buddy Hield. That's just me.
Okay. You and I agree. I think 99% of fans agree for the Suns that the Drew Eubanks situation needs to be improved. Do you think that the Suns front office thinks that it needs to be improved?
Yes, or else that list wouldn't have been out there. They saw him play. They watched him be a liability. Absolutely watched him be a liability. So I think that's on top of the list. I just don't know if they're going to be able to do that because we heard the rumors that they wanted. I mean, maybe you get an Andre Drummond, that kind of guy, right? But you saw them try during the deadline, last season, and it couldn't happen. So my thing is, do you really think it's going to happen on the men? You may have to actually give up assets for this move. This may be the one move where you have to give up assets for, whether that's trading a Roddy or a Nas or a player like that to get what you want as far as a better backup big than Eubanks.
I'm fine with moving, bro. I love Roddy. You love Roddy. We love the idea of Roddy.
I like the idea of Roddy as a prospect, but also Roddy is important because it's a tradable piece that teams have control over for the next few years.
But I'm just saying, as far as losing him, how bad does it hurt to lose him? I mean, I never got to see him play in the first place.
I don't know. Like Baby Mallow said, Roddy-ish. Like,
oh, Roddy's definitely better than Ish.
At this point, we never got to see him play, so it's like Roddy-ish.
Roddy is definitely better. So if it came down to the two of them, you're picking Roddy, but that's what you're saying is like his contract makes him a tradable, movable piece. Where Ish isn't even on a tradable contract.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? Like, if it came down to losing Roddy, okay. Did we ever really have Roddy? Like bro never touched the court. unless the game was out of hand. So
Nope,
I'm
sure
not
didn't.
like, oh
Or
no.
Neither did he touch the court. Neither did Nas touch the court toward the end of the season. Okogie didn't touch the court toward the end of the season. None of those players that I thought we could have played and should have played to see what they had during the end of the season got to play. Absolutely. And they all could have been good contributors on defense, especially during that Timberwolves series. But, it is what it is.
Dude, this is weird. This is weird. So I'm on Romp's text message chain with me, and all of a sudden it just skipped back up it skipped up to May 13th. So is that just exactly 1 month ago? And he texted me out of the blue and goes, "You guys should get Aaron Holiday back. He had a career year, played 78 out of 82 games with Udoka, a defensive-minded coach, and Udoka will not play anyone that consistently if they aren't a stud defensively. McConnell, Payne, those types going to be tough to start because defensively it won't work with McConnell, Beal, and Booker."
James Johnson with a $5 super chat says, "What's up, Sundo and Gabe? Are we really moving the 2031 pick to unprotected? Thoughts? Keep up a great work."
Moving that pick to unprotected? Like leaving it? I don't know. Man, that was new to me today when that popped up. That was, you know, that's just coming out now, right? Like, I don't understand exactly.
I mean, I guess you only do that if you think you can move it, right?
It's that really, think about it. Like, for what I said, like, I guarantee you Gary and Tori and probably Romp, if they were to place a bet, they would place a bet that the Suns are going to stink in 31.
I think the Suns may end up stinking way before that, but that's just me. But
I don't. I don't, because the Suns have a true billionaire that will refuse to allow that to happen.
I mean, fair enough. But
he will spend his dick off to make sure that we don't fall into complete obscurity.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's, like I said, it's news to us. I don't know. I feel like if they're going to do that, that's probably what they're going to try to do to move up if they're going to move up for picks. Timothy's had an interesting comment in here. It says, "Guys, hear me out. What if we got Torrey Craig? Here's the deal. We already have Royce O'Neal. What's the difference?"
What's the age difference?
That's a good question. Probably about the same, for being honest.
Because I think you could get Torrey Craig cheaper than Royce. But
here's the deal with Royce. Royce is 31 years old, and you have bird rights with him, so it doesn't matter what you do. You're going to be able to sign him on the bird rights. It's not going to affect your cap. So he's coming back. So he's coming back regardless. So that's not even a topic. But Torrey Craig is 33 years old. So there you go. Lucky says Trey Grayson. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't want to see it happen, but he was our only consistent shooter.
Yeah, so for him, it's got to be a trade where the trade blows you away. And you say, oh, geez, they're going to make us trade this dude away.
Right.
You know?
So anyway, we were talking about the veteran center. I just think you're going to have to move some sort of capital to get him, whether that's a player or a pick, to get the better backup big that you want. I don't know if that's something they're going to want to do, but I just think it's the only way they're going to go, unless you end up getting an Andre Drummond for cheap and they work some magic out that way.
Drummond is a good, so you want to move to centers now officially?
I mean, I mean, we're talking about it. I just don't have a list of centers to look up because there's no list here.
Well, look it up. I'll start talking about Andre Drummond.
You talk about Andre Drummond.
Some of you young bucks don't remember what Mr. Drummond was like on a nightly basis, back when he was good. Drummond was the type of dude to go out there and get you 20 points, 20 rebounds nightly. Shit was crazy. And now in a smaller role coming off the bench for a lot cheaper. He's slowed down to about half of that pace, but it's still like a 10 and 10 double-double or a little over. So having him, he's a true big-ass body center who's learned to accept his role as a bench bruiser. And let me just ask you, who do you think would be a better backup center, Drummond or Eubanks? Like, it's not even a question.
Oh, it's definitely Drummond. So here's the deal. Looking at Drummond right now, he only made $3 million, so there's a possibility. But they have early bird rights on him for the Bulls, so there's also that. So unless he just absolutely wants to leave the Bulls, they can get bird rights on him.
Okay.
So there's that. The next person on this list who has a bird rights, which I can start going on the list. There's Valanciunas. That's not happening, right? He's on a bird rights deal.
Unless you decided to swap him for Nurk and stay in the same financial situation, which, side note, let me just ask you, would you make that call? Hey, you're not going to get any money saved, but we're just going to swap them. Say it.
That's tough.
Say it.
I really like Valanciunas, but I just don't think that's going to be a thing. So we're just not going to talk about that. Next one on this list is Claxton.
He's not on the list. He's not on the list.
He's not on the list, right? Not going to happen.
He's not on
Hartenstein,
the list.
not going to happen. Daniel, is this Daniel Tice?
Yeah, he seems all the way washed up. Back when he was with the Bulls, he wasn't bad, but he's basically all the way washed up.
Oh, darn. Look at me being a terrible unprofessional. I accidentally closed that window. Give me a second to pull it back up.
Holden Gentry says Brooke Lopez. Holden, is that is Brooke looking to take a pay cut? Is he going to have to take a pay cut? Because that would be unbelievable.
All right. Here's one who's going to be a drafted free agent that I feel like this is hilarious. He was on a two-way. Udoka as a BK. Bring him back.
You know I would. He doesn't fit Bud's system, though.
That's also true. Tristan Thompson? No. JaVale McGee?
No.
Here's one that I might be interesting. Cody Zeller.
No! And here's why.
This is where we're at as far as undrafted free agent centers that are vets.
I can't have a guy that ugly on my team, point blank.
That's awful.
He's just too ugly. If he wasn't so ugly, I'd give it a chance. But
there's next on the list, and this is how bad it can get. Alex Lynn, Mo Bamba.
I would. Let me ask you, and let's ask the chat: Alex Lynn or Drew Eubanks? Come on, bro. Come on. It's Alex Len. Bring him home. He's coming home. He's coming home. Tell the world that the former 4th overall pick from the Suns, we were selling it like he might be the number 1 pick of this draft, is coming home. You know?
Mo Bamba.
God, bro. I just want you to start saying better names, but I know nothing is.
It's not Moses Brown.
Who?
Played for Portland.
Oh, that's why
24 years
a little
old.
Familiar.
Exactly.
Keep going.
And ironically, my favorite on this list, but he's not ever coming back. Bismack Biyombo.
There's, in my heart, there's always a place for Busy on this team. Always. Now, Holden says Duop Reith. That's a real one right there. Not because I think he's unbelievable or whatever, but that is a center, a young, moldable center, maybe moldable, who fits Bud's play style.
But we're looking at UFAs, not. He's not on the list of UFAs.
You're right.
So we're not even talking about players who we could go get. We could get him in a trade, but we're talking about players that are just UFAs. I'm just showing you how bad this list is, that the fact that if they're going to get what they want to get, they may have to move capital. Because there's no way, like, anybody on this name you're looking at and saying, oh, he can give us good minutes better than Drew Eubanks, it'd be probably equal to. Bismack Biyombo might be the one where you say he'd give you better minutes than Drew Eubanks. Absolutely, Bismack.
Yeah. Backup center, baby.
Taj Gibson. Bro's like 55.
That dude is geriatric at this point. There's no way.
Mike Muscala. You see what I'm saying? You might as well bring back Bol Bol at this point.
Now, well, but here's the thing with Mike Muscala. He fits Bud's system, and he's better than you think he is. He is. Bro looks like a 7-foot Joe Dirt, but I'll be goddamned if he can't slap threes. Bro can stand out there, and you have to guard him. You have to go run at him. You can't leave him like you can leave Nurk.
All right, so let me give you some list of players that are on Bird's rights, like maybe they don't get signed or whatever, which... Let's just be honest. They're probably all going to get signed at this point. Hartenstein. We already talked about Drummond. DeAndre Jordan.
He's still in the NBA?
Damian Jones.
Remember when we had him?
Your boy Goga.
Goga's top of the list for centers.
Yeah, but with the early bird...
Yeah,
he's definitely going to get gobbled up by the Magic. They can definitely afford it. We already talked about Valanciunas, Claxton, Mason Plumlee, but they got bird rights for him on the Clippers. Boban Marjanovic.
Oh my God, Mason Plumlee is a yes. Mason Plumlee might be my number one of those,
but they're definitely gonna get him back on.
Nah, dog, no. So he got injured last season to start the year. He was injured and out for a while. He came back, and then he kind of lost his role. And in the playoffs, they didn't put him in until it was mop-up duty getting blown out.
Okay, but the Clippers. Let me just see if the Clippers are they in an apron?
I don't know, their team is ready for a fucking shakeup. They're gonna do something. Something is gonna happen with them, like changes. Holden says Suns started following JaVale back on IG a couple weeks ago, and he was sitting with James Jones at a playoff game. Could be a possibility he comes back. Thank you, Holden. That's actually a very astute point. Very good. Malo keeps bringing up Dario Saric. I would crawl through broken glass to get him back.
To bring him back?
Yes. Absolutely. Lufus says, get me some Doug McDermott. Is Dougie McBucket still playing?
I have no clue. Let me finish out this list of UFA, but they are on bird rights. Remember this. Luke Cornett.
Cornett. Let's go. I want Cornett.
I would want him too, but the Celtics,
bro is a shooter.
Definitely keep him back, right?
Yeah, they'll probably be able to.
All right, and then Xavier Tillman's the next one on this list.
He's like a what was your guy that you wanted bad this last offseason? The young buck from UAB.
Oh, my boy. He went to the Memphis. Trey Jemison, and he went to Memphis and actually got a contract.
He more of a Trey Jemison. That is pretty crazy. That's true. Beef stew wouldn't be bad, Myron. Imagine replacing Drew Eubanks with the dude that punched him in the jaw.
That would be hilarious.
Right?
But anyway, but my point being is they want to get a vet, that these are the options that they have, or they're going to have to make a move. So it's going to be interesting to what they do with this offseason as far as point guard goes, because there's plenty of those that we talked about that are serviceable that you could see playing a Holiday, a Campaign, a Russell Westbrook, players like that you would see on his team and say, okay, I can deal with them being a backup point guard. But like as far as bigs go, that's the hardest part, I think, of the pieces of the puzzle they want to put together. Absolutely. I think they're going to get it. They're be able to get a young wing for sure through a pick or whatever. They're going to be able to get a point guard. It's just that backup big that they went ahead of Drew Eubanks is going to be the hardest piece for them to get.
Right. Get it wherever you can. And maybe you use your draft pick on that.
Frank Kaminsky, another person said. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Kaminsky, you know what's funny is when the Suns got rid of Kaminsky, that was the season we had our best record, 64 wins. That was the 64 win season. And then we got into the playoffs. We got the first string. We got the first seed. And right as it happened, Romp texted me and he goes, bro, why would the Suns get rid of Frank Kaminsky? That's going to be a karma move that screws you guys over here going forward. It's like, why would they kick him? They kicked him for some trash player and took some trash player into the playoffs. And
that Frank Kaminsky?
Yeah, we dropped him going into the playoffs.
No, we didn't.
We did. No, the second run, we dropped him right before we went into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And yeah, but I think he's done. I think he's done. Right?
He's definitely done. So before I get out of here, because it is late for me. Right? It is late for me. Talk about two things. One, Mike Hopkins is going to join the Suns staff. I think that's an underrated move. He was a decent coach in Washington until he got hamstrung by the AD there. So I think that's a good coaching move. He's from the Bayheim tree. Absolutely love it. So there's that. But everybody wants to talk about this expansion draft for your G League game. Some of these players on this list are absolutely interesting and hilarious that it's wild. Emmanuel Mudiay, Gabe. You remember him? Big Emmanuel Mudiay.
Is he really on our team? That is crazy.
Yes, he's on our team. Emmanuel Mudiay. Jaleel Okafor, remember him?
Bro, when I saw Jaleel Okafor on that list, I thought to myself, there has to be a new
mistake.
Player named Jaleel Okafor that I'm not aware of.
Right. Isn't that crazy? Denzel Valentine. But my favorite on this list is Tio Maladon.
I'm glad Tio's there.
My favorite list is there.
I'm so glad.
Develop him as your point guard, bro.
Absolutely.
Develop him as your point guard.
Maybe see if Bud feels like he could work with Tio Maladon since Frank was like, dude, y'all just handed me chopped liver. I would like to once again point out the name of the G League team. What's the name of the G League team again?
Valley
Suns. It's like, where have I heard that before?
Gary says just grab Casey after the draft and enjoy the next five titles in a row.
I already have a video almost ready.
Oh my gosh. If the Suns were able to get our boy Casey, it's over.
I've already started writing a video for Casey to do on Von Sanity.
I don't even care, bro. I don't even care at this point. Draft him with the first
No, pick. Stop. I was just about to try to tell you no before you said it because I knew you were about to say use the 22. And I thought about this all night last night. I thought about it all night, and what I think would happen, if anybody doesn't know who we're talking about Keisei Tominaga, Japanese finest Steph Curry clone. Type shit, okay?
Our guy.
Keisei Tominaga-san,
All right, stop it.
type
That's
shit.
Don't do that.
Is
That's
it,
racist. Don't do
or
that.
is it respectful? That I'm making an effort to
keep going
sound
before you
like
get
his ancestors a little bit.
Just keep going before we get canceled, please.
So look him up on your free time if you guys want. He went to Nebraska, which obviously I have a Nebraska college channel that I cover, football and sometimes basketball. So I showed him to Sundo. Sundo signed off immediately. Bro is Japanese Steph Curry. I'm not joking.
Absolutely is.
But I was thinking about it last night, and I think it would be crazy dope if they were able to trade back and get 2 second-round picks. Or
I actually thought about that.
Trade to like last pick of the first round, like 28, and get a late 2, because I think Keisei might go undrafted. I just haven't heard anything.
I actually thought about that too. If they think that's the best way to go for it. It gives you 2 young players that you need. Absolutely, I'd go that route. But yes.
Lufa said, y'all miss Yuta that much. LMAO. Yes. Same situation. Well, the way that we're just that hungry to do our Japanese voice. No offense to the Orientals.
I think that's really it. No offense to anyone else. Is crazy. Anyway.
We love Japanese culture. In fact, quickly, I've been wanting to do this, and now I might be able to afford to get somebody to commission it for us. I really want our intro for the upcoming season to be an anime, an anime intro.
Yeah. I think we might be able to do that. I think we might be able to get that.
It would go hard. And it would be like Sundo driving home from work, right? To get to the stream on time. So you're honking your horn. You see anime letters popping out of your head as you're, screaming at traffic. And then it cuts to me just like drinking a giant thing of black coffee, waiting. We can come up with something.
Yeah, we can definitely get it done.
We could definitely have a waifu in there. We have to involve Burner in some way. Like, or you, while you're driving, you get a text that pops up from Diego. Like, it cuts to the phone and it's Diego with some sus shit. And you just, turn it off.
It's I'm texting and Diego sends me a cash app while I'm driving. Like, where you at, daddy? And then Burner's behind me driving, just like,
yes!
around.
Yes! So like 30-second intro probably
get it done. No, Vision's right. He should be in the backseat of my car. Facts, bro.
Yeah. He like leans up and right as you look in the rearview mirror, he pops his head back down so you don't see him. Oh man. And he's holding a waifu pillow of you in your back seat. Oh man!
Any possibilities of the anime intro?
Did you want to talk more about the Valley Suns G League team?
No, I just thought that the names on there were interesting, and like some of those names were just like, oh man, that's a blast from the past. Jaleel Okafor, former number 1 overall pick, Jaleel Okafor. Remember them trusting the process to get him on their team? Man, It's just crazy. Some of the names on there, and
then they got Embiid, and they were like, oh my god, this is what a real center looks like.
Exactly. So it's just they had Embiid first. Remember, Embiid was just hurt.
Yeah, you're right. They were supposed to be like Twin Towers.
Yeah, Twin Towers, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, I just thought the names on there was interesting, but hopefully T.O. gets it done. T.O. develops, and they can call him up immediately. Because if he does, we liked his game. We liked what he saw. We kind of knew that he had some issues as far as defending, but we thought that he looked the part. As far as the tape that we've seen is just getting him in the NBA and doing it and letting him get time to develop. Maybe he'll get time to develop this year, and then they can get him on this team. Anyway,
So
Heated says this might be a weird idea, but let's trade KD to OKC for draft picks. Look, Heated, you don't have to convince me. I talked about this a while
they
back.
could give us a.
I talked about this a while back, if I'm being honest, and people crucified me for it. But
bring me Chet. Bring me Chet.
Anyway, I gotta go. It's 10:30. It's time for me to go to bed.
Last thing on the intro. This is the key of the intro. The most important thing is that you produce an anime cover song, and it's you singing in Japanese.
We'll see. How about the singing part? I could definitely get somebody else to sing in Japanese.
Why would it needs to be you?
Because it would sound stupid. I want a real
What do you
Japanese
mean?
person. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and call Keisei and get him on the track.
We'll have Keisei do it. Okay.
Just go ahead and call Keisei.
Are we allowed to say that? Are we even allowed to say that because he's Japanese, he's automatically good at singing in Japanese?
That's not what we were saying, but we do want somebody in the native tongue to sing the song, so I don't have to, because it'll sound stupid because my accent will sound dumb. But with their accent, it sounds official.
All right.
But anyway,
well,
I gotta go, man. It's 10:30. I'm tired.
No problem, man. No problem. We'll get out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Once again, Thursday nights are gonna be our weekly stream.
Yeah. So get your topics right.
And you guys also help us out in the Discord. It was very helpful today. You guys in the Discord gave us some things to talk about.
It could be your show,
but yeah, Thursdays we'll have these things prepared. Lufa wants 2K streams. I can't get Sunder to play 2K. He's too elitist.
Timothy asked you when you're going to stream Chrono Trigger.
That would be good.
Why would I stream Chrono Trigger? You should be the one to play it.
Have you? I've never even seen Chrono Trigger.
You've never even played an RPG in your life.
Lufa, our Discord is like Fort Knox, bro. We have to keep Voldemort out, right? So, Lufa, if you're on Twitter, you can DM me on Twitter, Lufa, or you can message me in Discord. We'll become friends in Discord, and then I'll invite you. We just got to make sure because Voldy's listening right now, to be completely honest. He's punching air,
everywhere. Maybe not so much, because there's not a sponsor at the bottom of the stream right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's blank. He might be he might be chilling.
He might be chilling like, I did my job. But it is election season, so maybe he's too busy thinking about that. Just kidding. Oh, by the way.
This is the one that has your dog's spots. This is Lila. Not Delilah. All right, guys. We'll see you next Thursday.
Layla.
Love ya.
I guarantee he put the Japanese clip. Absolutely, Gary.
Guaranteed.
Did.
We're gonna have a lot of clips to look at in the Discord.
Hey.
All right, well, sing us away. It's not a stream unless you sing us away.
Oh. Well, if I would sing something, I guess I could sing Fire Barber, Fire Barber, Fire Barber, Fire Barber.
Kyson, that head looked like he got a haircut by a Transformers toy. Fire Barber, Fire Barber, Fire Barber, Fire Barber.
Kyson, that looked like the type of guy to say, do it.
Do it.
I was in the cut eating Bobo's chicken.